Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do, sort of. I'm going to be answering a deep question, if you will, for each step of my makeup routine. I wrote down and counted that I have about 12 steps, so there will be 12 questions. These were just randomly chosen by someone else. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, I guess. The first step I always do is primer, and we're going to use the One Heck of a Blot primer from Soap and Glory. And the first question is, sorry, I have my computer over here to look at. What is my definition of success? So for me personally, to feel like I am successful, I feel like it involves two main things. The first one is, unfortunately, it's being comfortable financially is a pretty big indication of success to me. For a lot of people, or for some people, like growing up or whatever, like money wasn't, even if they didn't have a lot of money, money wasn't necessarily an issue, which is not the case for how I grew up. So to me, not having to worry about bills and being able to do extra things and things like that is one side of success. Isn't this the biggest bottle of Diet Mountain Dew you've ever seen? The second thing for me would be feeling like I am contributing to the world in some way or helping in some way. That to me is another, what's the word I'm looking for? Another indication of success, if that makes sense. Sorry, I have this weird blemish right under my nose, so it feels weird. All right, so my next step is foundation. Covergirl TruBlend Matte. I'm still not entirely sure how I feel about this. This is the shade L20, which is light ivory. Still not sure about the shade on this either, but we are going to use it. And the question for this step is, do I feel good about the way I treat the most important people in my life? That's loaded. Mostly, I am guilty of taking things out on Alex specifically, especially when I'm super stressed, or I find that if I have like a sensory overload and my anxiety is on high, I can blow up sometimes. So I'm a little guilty of that, but I feel like on my good days I do like a pretty good job of treating people well. Like, especially my parents, our relationship has gotten so much better now that I'm an adult. So I feel like with them, because they're some of the most important people in my life, I treat them well. I feel like my kids, I feel like I'm a good mom. I do lose my patience sometimes, so I'm trying to be better about that. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish up the foundation before we move on to the next question. That's as good as it's gonna get. I feel like the shade match is pretty decent. So let's move on. The next step is concealer. I'm just going to use my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair. The question for this one is, do I feel and express enough gratitude and appreciation for what I have? I want to say I do, but maybe not to everyone or in everyone's opinion, but in my opinion, for the most part. Unfortunately, if my depression's really bad or things are just being really shitty and not going well, it is a lot harder for me, as I'm sure it is for most people, to be grateful, but I have gotten better, especially with age, about being grateful for what I have, especially the people I have. Like my dad, like we've almost lost him, you know, on numerous occasions, and he's still here. So I try to be very grateful for that. I'm gonna go ahead and set this eye real quick before I move on to the other one. Ugh, my nose. So yeah, I feel like overall, I try to express how grateful I am, especially with my kids, or like about my kids. Like I've said it a ton of times, but I would not be here today if it wasn't for my kids. Like, it's the truth. So I try to express how grateful I am because, you know, I know people who can't have kids or have a lot of trouble having kids. So I try to be super grateful and thankful that not only was I able to have kids, but, you know, they're fantastic and I love them and, like, they're my life. So, to answer that question quickly, most of the time, I feel like, wow, this concealer is perhaps a shade too light for this foundation. Like, I always like a lighter one to highlight, but this is a little too light, looking ghostly. Let's go ahead and do the center of the face. I need more powder. And this, of course, is just my Maybelline FitMe in the shade Fair. What do I most often choose to ignore? Does laundry count? Because behind my camera right now is an ungodly amount of laundry that I'm slowly working through, but it's a lot. I neglect laundry like a pro. So I'm gonna go with that, I think. From far away, this foundation looks okay, but up close, the coverage is not great. Okay, I'm going to go do my brows off camera. I do have a question to answer for those, so I'm not cheating, but I don't like doing my brows on camera, and I will be right back. So we're back, and today my brows are not even distant cousins. But anyways, the question for brows is, if I'm really being honest with myself, how strong is my confidence? If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, and if we're talking overall confidence, because I feel like there's confidence for your physical body, confidence as who you are as a person, etc. I feel like overall my confidence is like a 6, some days a 7 maybe. I'm sure there are days it goes as low as like a 2, but overall on average I'd say it's like a 6-ish. All right, we're going to go into brows. And Jesus Christ, look at my eyebrows. They're not even, I need microblading so bad. Like, when I reach my weight loss goal, that's what I'm fucking doing, is getting microblading. First, I'm gonna start with the Wet n Wild ColorIcon bronzer in the shade Ticket to Brazil, which looks like this. And I'm just gonna use this powder brush. This question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how optimal is your self-care? Like a 5-ish. Obviously it changes. Why am I like stuttering in this question? But yeah, I'd say like a 5, which is probably not good, but because to be completely honest, when my depression's really bad and I'm just in, you know, that place, I don't care about anything. Like, I take care of my kids, obviously, but when it comes to myself, when I'm feeling like that, I don't care. So I may not shower, I may not wash my face, I may not brush my teeth. So I feel like when my depression is bad, my self-care, my hygiene, things like that, I'll suffer tremendously, which is not good, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go into one more bronzer, just for the fun of it. I'm gonna take this Milani Baked Bronzer, and I want to go into a fatter brush, which is just my Ulta blush or bronzer brush. Because I feel like this one has a little bit more of a glow. What do you guys consider self-care to be? Because when I hear it, I think of like, oh, bubble baths and reading a book and relaxing and whatever. But for me, a lot of the times when I hear self-care, I just think of basic, oh my God, hygiene and taking care of yourself. I mean, I know it goes deeper than that, but that's kind of what I think of. I don't know. Let's go into blush. And I think I will just do the Burts Bees Bare Peach. This one says, what single and achievable commitment can I make to improve my self-care? Funny you should ask. I'm kind of already working on it, as everyone knows, but it's my weight loss, because I feel like, yes, at the end of the day, therapy and things will fix my mental health. Not fix, but aid. And my physical changes won't cure anything like that. But I feel like, I know when I lost a bunch of weight in high school, it boosted my confidence, which in turn boosted my mental health. So even though I still was depressed sometimes, in general, I was in a much better mood. It's hard to explain but there is a transformation that goes on. Even though I feel fairly confident in who I am right now and how I look, like, obviously I want to make changes, but that's not to say that I lost my train of thought. It's not to say that I don't feel that way now. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, I know I can achieve it, and I know it'll help in turn with my self-care and self-esteem and my overall mental health in general. I hope that makes sense, like even just a little bit. Yes, I did just take my blush across my nose. I think I did a little too much, but I've seen a few people doing that recently. I don't know. I don't look like they're anything, but whatever. All right, we are going to move on to eyes. And I'm just doing something super simple because it's like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, or later, I'm not sure what time it is. I'm using my Dream Straight palette. It's my go-to. Like, I'm a creature of habit, and I'm using, guess what? My LMR Cosmetics brush. Which I need to clean. Let's go into the shade Magical. Go ahead and pick up a mirror. Are there any relationships that I want to repair or improve? Yeah. Like, I feel like my relationships with everyone could probably use a little improvement. My marriage, like, not that there's anything wrong with our marriage, but I know that not all issues, but a lot of the issues we may have, or the fights we have, stem from me. Not all of them. Alex isn't perfect, but a lot of them stem from my issues, and so yeah, that definitely needs some improvement on my part, and maybe a little on his part. But my relationship with, like, my friends, the few that I have, because I tend to distance myself a lot, so I'm trying to be better about that. With a lot of my, like, cousins, I mean, life gets busy when we all have children, but I feel like on each part there's not enough effort, like, not just me and not just them. I just feel like we can make time, because life is so short, and I don't want to have regrets. And these are people, and this is both my mom's side and my dad's side, the cousins I'm talking about, but like, we grew up together and we were close. Like, I don't want to have regrets later in life of like, oh, I wish I would have kept in touch with them, or it's been 10 years since I've seen this person, which I actually do have a cousin, who are my eyebrows, where it'll be 9 years in like June, I think, since I've seen him. And the only reason I remember that is because it was at around the time one of our uncles had passed. So yeah, the last time I saw a lot of my cousins was at his funeral, and that's just sad. Like, I don't want that. I don't want like the memories when we're on our deathbeds, or like, I don't want to just catch up at funerals, I guess is what I'm saying. But yeah, I would love to repair those relationships. I know it's not just me, like, it's them too. And yeah, we all have kids and we're all busy, but I feel like we should all make time, especially for family. But that's just me. I'm going to take this domed brush and go into that same shade and take out my lower lash line. Okay, so I'm not actually going to do an actual eyeliner. I'm just going to take my flat definer brush and use the shade Potion, which is like the color I have on the inner and outer corners, and tightline with that. The question for eyeliner is there anyone with whom I feel angry or resentful? I wish that I could say no to this. Because on one hand, I've moved on and our lives are better for it and we are fine, but on the other hand, there is still a small part of me that, yeah, is angry. And I just don't talk about it anymore. But yeah, there is part of me that's still very angry with someone, but it's not something I think about. Every now and again, something will remind me, but it's not something I necessarily hold on to, but there is a part of me that is still angry. So, kind of. I just don't want to be that person that can't move on, because I have. Just every now and then things come up, you know. Okay. Hold on, I am so bad about losing brushes. Okay, what's next? Alright, we're gonna do mascara, and I am just going to go in with my Essence Volume Stylist Lash Extension 18-hour or whatever, this guy. This question is, how does it benefit me to hold on to those feelings? It doesn't. Like I said, it's just a small part of me that occasionally feels that way. we're going to move on to highlight. I like this eye look. I just wish I liked my eyebrows a little bit more. Highlight. You know what? I don't think I've ever, I think I used to wash this, but I never used it, and it's probably old because I don't think this has much payoff, but let's try it. This is just a Wet n Wild Mega Glow Illuminating Palette, which looks like this. I'm gonna try this one over here. I don't think this does anything for me. Question is, what am I most proud of? And do I give myself enough credit? Ooh, this is a powdery highlight. Watch. You see that? What am I most proud of? Yeah, I don't like this highlight. Just to even it out. Being a mom, I don't know if that's something in this category, but I am very proud of being a mom. I love it. I love my kids. I would not rather do anything else than be a mom. I'm just taking this CoverGirl highlight palette. I guess I'm proud that I never gave up, like in general. Like, I beat myself up a lot because, you know, I'm not successful, or I don't have a career or a degree. But that's me comparing myself to other people, because you don't have to have a degree to be happy. You don't have to have a degree to be successful. Like, and that's just something I beat myself up over. So I guess, like, going through shit that I've gone through and still being a somewhat decent person. I don't know if that's conceited to say, but that's how I feel. Let's go on to, oh, I didn't even put lips on here. Oh, I don't have a question for lips. So I'll just go off a tangent about that one, but yeah, I guess I'm proud that I've made it through a lot of bullshit. Some was shit that I caused, some was just out of my control completely. But I'm still here and I haven't gave up. So the lighting looks a little yellow. I feel like this particular highlight might be a little dark for my skin because I feel like when I turn my face, it gives me a weird shadow. This is the Maybelline Color Sensational Lip Liner in Beige Babe. Oh my god, why are my lips always so crusty? Even if I do a lip scrub before. We're just going to take this Maybelline lipstick in the shade Touch of Spice. It doesn't match, but whatever. I kind of like that. Why does my screen look yellow? I hope this video doesn't look yellow because it looks straight yellow. I don't know, maybe it's because of the bright lights and I can't tell right now. All right, let's do setting spray. And the last question is, am I living my passion? I had kind of briefly touched on this in, I forget which video it was, it might have been my vlog. That a friend of mine were talking about how we don't feel like we're passionate about anything, and like specifically like work related, like by our age, you know, people have careers and it's not always, but typically something they're passionate about. And other than being a mom, I can't think of anything that I'm so passionate about that I would go to school for 4 to 8 years and get a degree. Like, the times I went to college and failed, not failed because I'm stupid, failed because I quit. I didn't know what I wanted to do at all. I was just going because that's what my family wanted. It's what society wants, or wants us to think is important. My passion is life. Like, that sounds so stupid, but it's my kids, it's my family, it's, maybe I'll find a specific passion, but I just want to make a difference in someone's life, whether it be my kids or a stranger. Like, I don't know if you would call this a passion, but a goal of mine, and maybe this is conceited, or I don't know, but I want to lose the weight, not only for me and the obvious reasons, but I want to be able to be an inspiration for other people like me who let shit keep me from achieving my goals, specifically weight loss. Like, I want someone to look at me and be like, damn, like, if she can do it, I can do it. Because, you know, there are people who say that, and that's super cliche, but like, I swear to God, if I get to my goal, when I get to my weight goal, I want everyone to know that, like, if I can fucking do it, anyone can. And I don't just mean weight loss, but like, if there's something that you keep trying to do and you're failing for whatever reason, or you give up, don't. Like, if you do, get back on it, keep going. Like, if you fall, stand back up. And I know this is such a random rant for the end of a makeup video, but I just want people to look at me and be like, she didn't give up, I don't want to give up. I don't know, maybe that's stupid. And I don't even know if I answered the question about passion. But life and my kids and my husband and my family, that's my passion. So this was a really weird video, but I hope you guys liked it. If you have any ideas for future videos, leave a comment down below. I really hope this doesn't look yellow because on my screen it does. But anyways, let me know if you liked it, subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.